What's up, YouTube? So today we're going to take a look at an American-made RTA, the Ohmec RTA by Armageddon Manufacturing. 30mm RTA, stands 59 millimeters tall, has a 3-post build deck with traditional posts on the outside and the Apocalypse style clamp in the middle. It holds right around 6 milliliters of e-liquid, has bottom adjustable airflow, and yeah, so the price on this is a tad steep. For some it is $109.99 for the black version and $99.99 for the stainless steel version. So with all that said and out of the way, let's dive down. We'll put a build in it, we'll wick it, and then I'll come back up top and I'll vape on it and give you my final thoughts. So see you down below. Alright, so here is the packaging the Ohmec RTA comes in. Inside the packaging you will get the Ohmec RTA. You will also get an extra clear glass section. And you will get a baggie with some O-rings and 3 extra flathead post screws. Alright guys, and here is the star of the show, the Ohmec RTA by Armageddon Manufacturing. So this is a 30mm RTA. It stands 59 millimeters tall from the base to the top of the supplied 810 or Apocalypse style drip tip. One thing about this drip tip, you cannot use your Goon drip tips. They will not fit. This has an O-ring down inside the chimney piece here. It's not in the top cap. And I don't know, the Goon drip tips just will not fit in here. You may have a couple aftermarket ones that might fit, but for the most part, your typical Goon drip tips will not fit in this RTA. Alright, so as you can see, it comes with this nice Ultim style tank section. I actually really like this. I think it looks good with the black. The contrast looks good together. I like it. I wish it came with an Ultim drip tip, but it doesn't, so I guess it is what it is. But yeah, so here is your base. It has a protruding 510 pin. The 510 pin protrudes a touch over 1 millimeter. The threading on the 510 connection is very nice and smooth, and your overall 510 length from the base to the top of your pin is 5.3 millimeters. So here is your AFC ring. You have nice adjustable airflow. There is no stopper, so it just keeps going and going and going. The resistance is very nice on this. It doesn't spin too freely, but it's not too stiff. When you first get the tank, it's going to be a little stiff, but it does work in, and now it has really good resistance. So as you can see, if you can see that, it has the teardrop style airflow, and starts off at the wide end at 2.5 millimeters and teardrops down to 1 millimeter. With the airflow wide open, you have 6.75 millimeters by 2.3 millimeters open. Alright, so back up to the top. So you have some nice knurling on your top fill cap. Makes it nice and easy to grab. One thing you have to do is you have to remove this drip tip in order to get your top fill plate off, which kind of sucks. I don't know, it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of shitty. But because of where the O-ring is, it's just the way this drip tip sits in here, you have to take it off if you want to take this top fill plate off. So pop your drip tip off, grab your top fill plate. The threading is really smooth on this. I mean, buttery smooth. So there's your top fill plate. Alright, now you have 3 very large fill ports. The fill ports measure 15.25 millimeters by 3.6 millimeters. Alright, let's take this tank apart. We'll remove your chimney section. It's a very large tapered chimney, and again, the threading on the chimney section is very smooth as well. The threading all around is very nice. So here's your chimney section. It's a very large chimney section, and it's a tapered chimney section. It doesn't really have the conical shape that everybody's kind of used to seeing. It just tapers up. It has a very large outlet. I mean, it's a large tank. It's a 30 millimeter tank with a 22 millimeter build deck, so you're going to have a large chimney. So the diameter at the bottom of the chimney is 21.5 millimeters, and it tapers up to a 12.3 millimeter exit. So that's what I'm saying. That's a big exit. All right, so pop your tank section off, and there is your build deck. So as you can see, you have two outer posts, which are your negative posts, and you have 2.5 millimeter post holes on each negative post. So there's your center post. It's the Apocalypse style center post. For grub screws, you have nice big flathead grub screws, which I really like. Either flathead or Phillips head. But I'm actually starting to lean towards the flathead. It seems like you can get more torque on them. And I don't know, I just really like the flathead screws lately. So as you can see, there are your bottom airflow ports. And the airflow ports measure 6.8 millimeters by 2.6 millimeters. Lastly, you have your wicking ports. The wicking ports are 4.5 millimeters in diameter. So the overall size of this deck is 22 millimeters, and it gives you roughly 11 millimeters to work with per coil. Alright guys, so that pretty much covers the RTA, pretty much covers the deck, all the ins and outs of this RTA. So let's go ahead and we will throw a build in it. I'll wick it up. And then we'll pop back up top, we'll vape on it, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's throw some coils in here. Alright, so this is the wire I'm using today. I got 2 coils I already wrapped up. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in. Alright guys, as you can see, put some coils in here. Really easy to wick. You don't have to worry too much about wicking this tank. Like most 30mm tanks, bigger tanks, they leak. This doesn't leak. I mean, just throw your fucking cotton in here. It doesn't leak. So, with all that done and said, I'll meet you guys back up top. Alright guys, and we're back with the Ohmec. So, I got it sitting on top of the iJoy Captain Mod. The coils that I just put in here are ohming out at 0.1. Got it sitting at 95 watts with some Blueberry Something by Adore e-liquid in the tank. Let's have a vape. So vapor production is absolutely crazy. You get a really, I mean, just a real lot of vapor production off this thing. And the flavor is also amazing. So you get both. If you want clouds, you're getting clouds. If you want flavor, you're getting flavor. I mean, the flavor is phenomenal on this tank. It definitely beats the Sherman when it comes to flavor. I mean, hands down beats the Sherman. Just excellent flavor. The airflow on this, it definitely has generous airflow, but it is restricted. Comparing it to something like the Sherman, this is a little bit more restricted than the airflow on the Sherman. Personally, I like the airflow. I think it's plenty. It works great for the tank, and it helps with the flavor. It definitely helps bring out the flavor that you get off this tank. What I also really like about this tank is the fact that it comes with this Ultim tank section, and it comes with the clear glass tank section. So that's pretty cool. Also, the machining on this tank is phenomenal. I mean, it's definitely something you would expect to come from a US made product. The threading is perfect. Just the build quality all around is perfect on this tank. It's so well made. Everything is buttery smooth, goes together perfect, comes apart perfect. I mean, it really is just excellent. The finish on the black one is gorgeous. I really like it. I like the way it looks. I mean, I don't know, I just really like this RTA. It's very easy to build on. You got two traditional posts on the outsides with the Apocalypse post in the middle. It's just so simple to build on. Wicking it, I just throw my cotton in here. I don't do anything crazy with it. I don't fluff it. I don't do this or that or any trick that you might have to do with other RTAs. I don't do anything. I just thread it through the coils, push it down into those big ass wick ports, and that's it. And another thing, this tank does not leak. No matter how you wick it, it doesn't leak. Unless you just don't put cotton in it, it's not gonna leak. I fill it all the time with the airflow wide open. Never have had it leaked once. It doesn't leak, and that is awesome. Because usually 30mm tanks or big tanks, they tend to leak. No leaking whatsoever. There are a few things that I don't like about this tank, and just a couple. The first one is the drip tip. I like the drip tip, but you can't use your Goon drip tips. You might be able to use a couple custom Goon drip tips, but pretty much everything I have, all the drip tips that come, you know, the Goon compatible drip tips or that come with devices, you know, like the stock or standard Goon drip tips, they will not fit. And also, you have to remove the drip tip every time you want to fill this tank. Usually the drip tip sits in your top cap. On this, it does not. The top cap is so thin, there's no room for an O-ring, so the O-ring is actually in the chimney section. So you want to fill this, you have to pull your drip tip out first. To me, I don't know, that just kind of sucks. You're so used to doing something one way, you know, you just unthread it and everything stays together. This, I don't know, you just got to pop the drip tip out first. The next thing is the airflow. I love the airflow, but I can't adjust it. Once it's on a mod, I can't adjust it. Because there's no lip or base on the bottom, the airflow ring tends to sit on your mod. It just tightens up too much that you can't adjust it. The only way that I can move it is I got to take the tank off of the mod before I can adjust my airflow. And it's not that big of a deal to me because I run all my tanks wide open. But if I wanted to dial it down, I can't. I have to take the tank off and then adjust the airflow that way and then thread it back down. So just kind of wanted to point that out. And that's not just on this mod. I've had it on a couple other ones, and I can't adjust the airflow on my other mods either. So other than those two little issues, I'm really enjoying this tank. Like I said before, the flavor is great. The build quality is great. And I'm very happy with my purchase. To me, this RTA is definitely worth the price tag. I don't know. Is it worth it for you? I really can't answer that. All I can do is give you my opinions on the tank, show you guys the tank, and you need to take that information and figure it out for yourself. You know, I can't tell you that this tank is worth the $110 for you. You need to decide that. So that wraps up another one. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and no matter what, vape on.